Phil, you're running late. We're about to shoot.
What's up, Cinephiles? For this episode, we are going to review Pixar's latest animation offering, Onward.
Directed by Scanlon. Now, Onward is a tale of two elf brothers, Ian and Barley Lightfoot, voiced by Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. Now, these brothers are out on a quest to find this elusive gem that will help resurrect their deceased father. This tale is set on a suburban fantasy world. It's in a modern day setting and there are still remnants of magic here. Characters here, they seem to have lost their magical abilities now that they have relied so much on the convenience of the technological advances. So, what do you think about this?
That's a really interesting concept. This world is set in a fantasy world that lost its magic and became too reliant on the modern day conveniences that we have now. At its very center, this movie is about the brotherhood, the relationship of these two brothers. Pixar has given us so much great films over the years, and you can say that if we are going to exclude Cars 2, Pixar's really have two tiers of movies. The super duper great ones like Up, Toy Story, Coco, and the lower tier ones, which is really good films, although not on the same level as those. Onward might fall on the lower tier of the Pixar family. I still really enjoyed it. It's a really great film. It's really heartfelt still.
Yeah, it does pale in comparison to the world-building concepts of, say, Coco, where there's so much research from the Mexican culture. It's quite fleshed out. Here, the visual set pieces here, it almost feels like an inspiration from different things that you've already seen that has already been delivered. In here, the brother is so fascinated by some sort of card game, Dungeons and Dragons. This game traces back to history, so it's all in a modern day setting. And of course, given that there are a lot of adult nuances here, the messages, it's about brotherhood, which is the most evident one, and also trying to forge a path where, you know, the easy path is not the most noble one, that sometimes you have to challenge yourself. We've seen this in two characters where Barley is constantly pushing Ian, the younger brother, to expand his skill set, to be more outgoing. Here, since he's yearning for a father figure, his brother kind of substituted that role.
Let's talk about the animation in this film. Really, Pixar is becoming a master at this kinds of animation. It's very photorealistic. There are some scenes where the main characters look very cartoonish, but if you're gonna look at the background, there are some times where you're gonna think, this is all animated? Seriously? It's so awesome to see.
If there's one continual improvement for Pixar, it has to be their animation. And sometimes there are cases where the background is so photorealistic and the character design can look a bit cartoonish. So it clashes. But in here, this is one of those films that those clash work. We have this photorealistic background and the cute character designs. But I would also like to go back on the heart and the message of this film, because this is where really Pixar is known for. At the end of the film, there's an emotional punch and it got me. I choked, I teared up. So if you want to know the biggest question, did it make you cry? Yes, it did make me cry.
You? I really like what they did to the ending, because I thought that it was going the other way, but it went a whole other way. And I really like that. I really like the risk that they took with that ending. And not to mention, the journey to get there towards that ending was really fun. Pixar is still really great with their humor. It's still really good with their secondary characters, like I know you like this character. Of course, we have to talk about the Manticore. She is so funny in this movie. I mean, that character who used to be this really powerful beast, now she's very compliant to society. It's just so funny to watch her.
That was voiced by Octavia Spencer. And it's like a big plush cartoon, like it feels like a character from the world the Wild Things are in that movie. And I'm glad that we get to see more scenes also with her mother, voiced by Louis-Dreyfus. They have a good character dynamic to make it a sideshow.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the performances of the voice performances of Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. Those two actors, they really make a stamp on every performance they give. Tom Holland, we've seen him in the Spider-Man movies where he acts this socially awkward teen, and there's something in his voice that makes you wanna care for him, like, take him under your wing. That kind of vibe. And Chris Pratt, I'm getting Jack Black vibes in here. That annoying brother, but at the same time, he's super amusing to watch.
It's so fun to listen to him though, saying all these funny nerd terms like this sword, let's go to this path, let's go on an adventure. That's one of the strong points of this movie, Chris Pratt voicing this character, because he's just so good at this. And you know what? I really found this weird, but out of all the Pixar films ever, I think this has the weakest marketing though.
Yeah.
I barely saw any marketing for this
one
film.
is projected to open at low sales compared to the other giants out there. I don't know, it seems weird that we're going off to 2020 and the movies that are coming out are getting big marketing. I don't know what's the reason behind that. But Onward, I was never bored with this film. There's a rich subtext here, and while the world building pales in comparison to the other films like, say, Toy Story and Coco, you'll never get bored watching this film, and the message is not as universally felt. Like in Toy Story, there's the message of growing up, or in the parents and children relationship from Finding Nemo stories. But in here, let's just say that if there's a person in your life that you feel like you needed validation, and one way or another, that void that we're feeling are supplied by some other persons.
If I have to pick some issues with this movie, because there's not really much, the underlying theme of this fantasy world being reliant on conveniences we have of this time, I really wish they could have dug in a little bit more, because if they dug in a little bit more, it would have been much more...
It would have much more of an identity.
Yes.
Like, there's a third act scene here that it feels like it's been lifted from Indiana Jones.
But besides that, I really enjoyed this film.
Okay guys, before we drop our rating, we are going to put a video soon, our top 10 Pixar rankings. So does Onward make it on our list? You have to find out. So stay tuned for that. But for this movie, at the end of the day, if Pixar is able to deliver this emotionally intelligent messages and entertain me at the same time, it's something that I definitely dig. So I'm gonna give this movie 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I agree. This is very enjoyable film, and although it does not reach the heights of other Pixar films, you will never get bored here. The children who I watched this with in the theater, they were enjoying this film so much. I'm going to give this movie 4 out of 5 stars.
That's it guys for our review of Onward. Guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. Have you seen this movie? Please hit them below.
If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, hit that notification bell so you can be up to date with our latest videos. Okay, we'll see you on the next one. Bye!